Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm taking to the movie review on Uncharted, so let's begin with this video. So I saw this movie yesterday at Cineworld, and it was an absolute amazing movie. Literally, I enjoyed it from start to finish. It's an exhilarating action-adventure movie with some comedy mixed into it. And yeah, overall, it makes it a good movie. So in this movie, we're going to be doing 6 categories, I guess. Cast, plot, the fight scenes, or like the action and stunts. Yes, well, stunts is category 4, and then we're going to talk about the ending and the credit scene. Yeah, there is a credit scene in Uncharted, like the MCU movies, and the final thoughts on this movie. By the way, this movie will contain spoilers, so if you've not seen Uncharted yet, don't watch this video. Or if you're that kind of person who likes to be spoiled and then watches the movie after that, then go ahead, watch this movie review. Being the first category, needless to say, the cast they do an amazing performance in this movie. Like Tom Holland's character, his role as Nathan Drake. I felt like he was an actual person in real life, which as always, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, he's amazing, and as Nathan Drake in Uncharted, he's also very, 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 very entertaining to watch. And so is Mark Wahlberg's character, who's who serves as the second protagonist. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg together are, I don't want to say, but they just, they work very well together, and like the characters bonding throughout the movie, and they just match together, being honest, in my opinion. Then you have Antonio Banderas' character, who's like kind of like one of the main antagonists of the movie, like one of the main villains. He unfortunately dies, as I said. Spoilers in this review. I will talk about it in a sec. Next is portrayed by Sophie Taylor-Ali. She is I don't know what to say about her. She's a mix between a protagonist and an antagonist. She's like a neutral, I guess. She's on nobody's side, and I guess she works a bit on the good side, and then she just goes back to bad. I don't know, but her character was like more complicated to understand. But I did like her personality, and she was it was shocking to see her betray Nathan Drake at some parts of the movie. But overall, her character was pretty good. And then I would say, last but not least, at the bottom of the poster, I guess I would say is probably the main antagonist, the main villain. I feel like she is. I don't actually know her name, but she is the main antagonist of the movie. I feel like she's more evil than Antonio Banderas' character, and she's played by Tati Gabriel, I think that's her name, yeah. But her performance is outstanding. She, again, is exhilarating. I say that, yeah. I said it a lot, but the fact that she killed Antonio Banderas' character is pure evil. She's got evil in her blood. Literally, you can see that knife right there. That is what she uses to slit his throat open. Yeah, I know, very violent, but she is truly evil, and I think she works as a very good main villain and antagonist of the movie. And then moving to the bottom of the poster, just some of the henchmen. There's like a very funny Scottish guy. He dies in an explosion at the end, finale. So yeah, and then obviously Uncharted the Uncharted logo at the bottom of the poster in big letters. And I like how it's part of like a map or a globe in the UNCHARTED letters. And then obviously it says exclusively at cinemas February 11th. Anyway, that's cast on. Out of all the cast members, they are outstanding. They are amazing as their characters. They portray them very well. So yeah, but anyway, moving on to the plot, the second category in the movie review. Basically, the plot is very simple. Tom Holland plays Nathan Drake as I don't know his age, but he's a young adult or a teenager who's lost his brother for like 15 years, and then he meets Victor Sullivan, something like that. Mark Wahlberg's character. Mark Wahlberg's character, I think it's they call him Sully in the movie, so I'm just gonna call him Sully as well. Says he knew his brother, and then that he worked with him in the past. So Nathan agrees to join, and then embarks on an adventure with Sully to find the gold that his brother tempted to find, but he never did. And they meet, obviously, Chloe, and she's a very complicated character, as I said it before. And then they embark on hilarious and dangerous things along the way, like the plane fight, the booby traps, and ridiculously 2 flying pirate ships at the end of the movie. Okay. I guess that solves plot. It was a bit of a spoiler in there, but I couldn't really think of the plot that much unless I just go into Wikipedia and just start reading the plot. But hey, I'm not that kind of person who's lazy. Anyway, back to the review. Now it's going to be the third category, which is one of my favourite categories, fight scenes. There are a number of action sequences and fight scenes in this movie, and we'll go from start to finish. So the first proper fight scene, I guess, is when they're at the auction, and then he's getting chased by the henchman, and then Tom Holland does this amazing stunt of these lights, and then just like some epic fight ensues. So yeah, which is pretty cool. Another fight scene I can think of is probably I don't know what to call it. And here's a picture of the plane. Well, one of the pictures from the plane fight scene, in case anyone's wondering. Because there weren't much photos, being honest, that show the fight scene. But the plane fight scene is literally crazy. Chloe drives a red Mercedes-Benz car out of a plane, crashes into an ocean, and then she just gets out a parachute. Literally, but that is pretty cool. And then Tom Holland, obviously, the effects in this scene are amazing. Like, literally, I feel like they were actually in the air, but obviously it's not. It's probably green screen. But thanks to the magic of today's special effects, they were able to create this really, really, really entertaining scene, which I really liked about the plane fight scene. And I guess concluding the fight scenes category in the movie is probably the epic final battle on 2 flying pirate ships across the Indian Philippine Ocean. Literally, it is so unrealistic that it won't never happen in real life. But 2 helicopters carrying 500-year-old very heavy pirate ships dangling in the air where they're fighting on board is literally unrealistic, but literally very entertaining at the same time. There's so many stunts in this part, like when they're swinging on the ropes, and then they're sword fighting, and then even Tom Holland does a backflip on Mark Wahlberg, which is really, really cool. But yeah, it's so unrealistic but amazing at the same time that they can do that, to pull off 2 flying pirate ships flying across the ocean where they're fighting. So, a bunch of characters die, like a bunch of henchmen die, they fall off. They either thrown off a board or they just get thrown off and then they hit a giant jagged rock sticking out the ocean, which probably obviously kills them. The Scottish guy dies in an explosion. He's driving one of the helicopters, another henchman, and then he explodes. So, yeah, and then the main villain, the antagonist, Tati Gabriel's character, I still don't know what her name is, but she is crushed by a pirate ship. Like, the pirate ship falls on top of her, which, yeah, it's got a heart, but being honest, I definitely wanted her to die, but I never expected that kind of death she would suffer. So yeah, but literally the final fight in the 2 flying pirate ships is, as I said, exhilarating to watch, but unrealistic at the same time. I forgot to mention, there was a quick Papa Jones fight, where Sully fights the villain Tati Gabriel's character. And the 4th category and second to last category in this movie is the stunts. The stunts, I kind of covered the stunts, but in the last category, but there is quite a good number of stunts. Like, there's a parkour chase, there's like all the booby traps when they're under the streets of Barcelona, which is pretty cool. So the parkour chase, the booby traps, all under the streets of Barcelona, only to find 3 8-foot-tall giant containers of salt. It's very entertaining to watch. I find it entertaining, and then obviously the backflip, Tom Holland, the lights, and then backflip off Mark Wahlberg is really entertaining. I said the last category was second to last, but this is actually the second to last one. The category is the credit scene. So there's a kind of like two credit scenes. There's one scene after the Uncharted logo shows, after the real ending of the movie. It shows an unknown person sitting in a jail cell writing a postcard to Nathan. That was a really good cliffhanger. I think that could be Sam. I think everyone assumes he's dead, but he's actually alive. He's survived the shot. And then the second one is where I think it takes place a few months later after the ending of the film. Tom Holland's in a bar with this guy with an eye patch. I don't know his name, but he's someone from the video games. And then he bets, and then Mark Wahlberg, Sully comes in, and then he's got a mustache on. I think that's supposed to resemble his character from the video game. And then Tom Holland says, "What is that thing in your face?" And then Sully says, "Everybody's just around the corner, kid. You'll grow one soon." And I think that's what it says. And then they leave the bar. Turns out there was a cat at the start of the movie. Like, Nathan brought Sully a cat. He said he complained they would poop over the floor. Turns out he brings him in his rucksack wherever he goes now, which is really funny. So as they leave the bar and they walk into the street, Nathan and Sully see something that we don't see, but Nathan says, "Oh crap!" Then it cuts to the credits. So I'm guessing that could be Chloe, who's caught up with them, because Nathan tricked her. He was looking for the pirate ship and the gold. He gave her the wrong coordinates. So I think assuming it could be her. She's finally caught up with them for revenge. Okay. This is the final category. I literally said a few times that the other one categories were the second to last, but this is the actual last category. Okay, this is final thoughts. Now, out of 5 stars, I think I would rate this movie a 4 out of 5. It's not the best movie I've ever seen in my life. It's not amazing, but I would say it's a very, very good film. Needless to say, it's packed with over-the-top action, unrealistic stuff, and comedy that made me laugh a few times as well, and some really, really exhilarating stunts. So yeah, in the end, I would rate this movie a 4 out of 5 in stars, and 8 out of 10 in like numbers. That is it for today's movie review. So if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, a comment, and share if you want to. Also, please subscribe to Thunder Studios, my channel, if you want to, because we're at 70 subscribers, and if you can, my aim is to get at least to 20. If you can do that, then I'll be so happy. So yeah, so thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Until the next video, bye.